All right, we're here. I'm going to do this start to finish real time. This is how it works. Okay, I'm going to go File, New, go to a standard spot if you remember. And now something is screwed up because something's screwed up. So I'm going to go now File, Dia, and I'm going to change that to 1. Something got screwed up on my machine. So when I do File, New now, it's going to take me out to a standard place. I grab the decimal template. File, Dia is something you should write down. I'm kind of going to do my best to go through quickly here. Remember, there's all kinds of layers, all kinds of different stuff. I'm recording the whole scene. It's going to be a huge file. I'm going to draft on the view layer, and I'm going to insert a standard block from a standard place. I is insert. My standard place here is going to be out in the K drive in standards in blocks. At home, it might be different. Click on the blocks. I'm going to go to unit phi box. Phi is huge. It's 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. It's an all art. Eventually you have to learn the unit circle because there's electricity involved in trigonometry. So I'm going to hit open here. I'm going to bring it in because I know I want something 6 times as big. I am going to tell it I want it something 6 times as big as my phi box. I'm going to place it in here. And now, by golly, I hope it's the right size, but I can right away double check on my dimension. Right-click in any toolbar brings up another set of toolbars. I go to Dimension here. Remember, you grab the Align dimension. You go Shift right-click, endpoint of there. Shift right-click, endpoint of there. And there, 0.81. Something got screwed up in my phi box because that isn't correct. No. So I'm going to do this side here. I don't know what happened to my phi box. I might have screwed it up. It's probably off by a factor of 12 is my guess. Let me dimension the side I know, which is from the endpoint here to the endpoint there. That should be 1 because it's a unit phi box. So I'm going to left-click all of these things. Left-click, spacebar, 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 scale twice. And now I've got a unit phi box, and that's about right. That's the size of phi. However, I want it at 6 times as big. Spacebar, 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 scale 6 times up. The first thing you do is draft a box bigger than the thing you wanted to draft.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to give you this sense then of drafting what you want in terms of you have a visual plane. My exam, we don't need to explode this, so I'm going to instead go now to the object layer, draft a box by saying at 6, 3. Right, that's, in the end, we can move it around. Left-click, spacebar. I don't need to kind of F8. Boy, it's supposed to turn off. I'm going to put that about center in my drawing. Later on, I may have to move it back. I'm going to offset 0.5 as the drawing was. That visual clue when you highlight says it needs probably to be exploded. X or explode, explode, explode. Now I'm going to put a circle. We're going to generally do your circles up here. Circle radius, shift right click, the endpoint right there. The radius in that exam was 0.71. The diameter was 0.5. Circle diameter, shift right click. The intersection of that is 0.5 is your diameter. Sure, you are going to the principal office. The two of you. You grab them by the ear, spacebar, spacebar, spacebar to move, C for copy. Multiple to that. You could use an array for this. I'm not teaching array at the moment. I'm teaching you how to use SketchUp and AutoCAD. You learn if none of your snaps are on, break is going to be fine if you do it in a positive direction, which is with your right hand counterclockwise. I break from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, because I'm kind of going in a clockwise. I don't know why that works, but it does. Those are exploded. Fillet, radius, 0.35. Click, click, spacebar. Click, click, spacebar. Click, click. You're clicking up. That didn't work. So I do an undo because sometimes when you're that far out, you need to do an extend. Screw that. Take it to the edge. And now when you do fillet, the radius is set. Click, click, spacebar. Click, click, spacebar. Click, click, spacebar. Click, click. That's the same as a tangent, tangent, radius. All right. So because I said I was teaching tangent, tangent, radius, let me say that was tangent, tangent, radius. You're finally done. P-edit. You want to put this thing together? Yes. Join. You don't have to grab things individually, right? grab all my objects. It probably put all those together. P-edit, join, window, and now we've got that highlighted. Remember, you want to put things in the right spot. So I'm going to grab all of the, not my view window. You're going to the principal's office. Left click, space bar, move. You're going to move it to 0, 0, 0 because that's your logical point. Your box looks about right. You might want to center it a little bit more. So you're going to left click on your box, left click, move it around. You do finally want to do this. -V for view, window. From the end, -V, window. The name of the plot view to save is plot view if you've only got one. Your first corner is from the endpoint there to the endpoint there. Now when you say V for view, set current, there it is. Now you're ready to plot, you go over here. That was given to you, you say, what, am I, an idiot? And so instead you now go out and insert again. The unit fee box. This time I'm just going to bring it in because I can't seem to do it right the first time. I'm going to bring it in right here, and I think it's off by a factor of 12 based on these settings, if you see how small it is. So right away I'm going to left click, spacebar, spacebar, spacebar. It's off by 12. If something is off in scale, it's probably off by 12 because there are 12 inches in a foot. Now I'm going to left click here, left click, spacebar, 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 scale it 6 times. Now that box is the right size for a viewport. You can do all this automatic at your own peril. You want to manage views, look in the software. This came in on view object, layer object. I can explode it. Now it's on layer 0. If you look at that, because things always go back to their base layer. What layer should that be on? Probably viewport. So I'm going to click on that and then right click out in space, change its properties to the layer called viewport. We'll try to make this a little smoother, but sometimes by making it smooth you don't realize that 25.4 millimeters in an inch is important. Finally, there's a toolbar called viewports. Views and viewports. It looks something like that. That command is mview, convert an object to a viewport. You click on it, you convert that to a viewport, you're almost there. You had a box of known size and a viewport of known size. You go out to the side, you click V for view, you tell it plot view, set current, okay, you grab your edge, and look right down here. That's called a warm fuzzy in engineering, because I wanted it to be into 1-to-1, and it is 1-to-1. I didn't make it. I did it by thought. Finally, you click here on something, you right click, you do properties, but you can't do properties or text edit. I don't like that interface. I want you to do this. Click on something, right click, go to properties, because it's going to be the same in all software. The contents is mark. It's good to plot. Right now everything's going to be perfect. When I now say plot, because it's all set up correctly, it's going to come perfectly in black and white. I hit a plot here. I hit OK. It comes out perfect. That is how you go about plotting one thing. In the end, you would want to finally go back here. Plot view is what I use. Plot state. I didn't remember my layer state. I should go back to here, go to the layer toolbar and say LMAN or the layer toolbar and save this. So I remember what's set. Now everything is good for the next person. All right, I did that start to finish. I have no idea whether I went over. I didn't. Look, we get 600 seconds, and so I'm going to hit right now here, stop. I said I'd do it. That's it. Watch it, stop it, do it again. Look at the themes. Views are incredibly important.